Hello, everybody. My name is Andrius. Today, I'm going to make a presentation about the virtual world capabilities while meeting our real-world business cases. The ones which are expecting to see super wow, most likely you should skip that. I'm going to be using the business cases, what is being commonly used in our daily lives and how it's impacting. Quite a famous movie, and basically that's Avatar. It reflects how the digital technologies or the future technologies which might be impacting the reality nowadays. At the moment, at this point of view, it might be looking a bit fantastic. However, I think after my presentation, it will take to think you again and to see, when going to happen for real. So this is me. I'm the co-founder of the company Samsai, although I have experience with a couple more startups in my previous life. I'm the father, having lovely one-year-old daughter. And also I'm a victim or the loser or the lamb, because I managed to get the virus into my presentation while I was preparing for you guys. So I must promise you, you're going to get the most boring presentation as you've ever seen. However, speaking about the future, I think it's the key element which you're going to be finding in all the halls speaking today, which I managed to see since the early morning. Basically, we speak about the Internet of Things, the things which might be communicated to each other. And within today's session, I will try to keep to focus and to explain where the IoT is focusing, what's the trends and the focus and the benefits where we see and how it might be impacting in our lives. However, the second part of the presentation is going to be more videos, while explaining specifically, we're going to be touching our daily lives retail sector, and I'm going to share the Telefonica video blog about how they forecast the future, nearly future, in 4 to 5 years' time. They call it 2020. So according to Dr. Michio Kaku, basically we are living in a fantastic life. It's changing. We live from the age of discovery to the age of mastery. Basically, it's conversions. Wherever you're going to go with a login, you're going to see the same. It's trends, the future, artificial intelligence. The previous presentation was fantastic, explaining how the artificial intelligence is impacting our lives. So speaking about the new technologies which might be impacting our lives, there's a huge list of that. And everywhere you go, you see the 3D printing. And couple hours back, the CEO and the chairman of TIA and Andrius Ojeras of Lithuania, Kęstas Liužas, was naming the business case about the 3D printing. It's not about the consumables, which you can print for yourself, but even now, once you are flying with Airbuses, let's say, some of the parts already is being printed by the 3D printings. Of course, drones, not for fun, but it's also for the agriculture, farming, robotics, augmented reality, artificial intelligence. Everywhere, these technologies will be replacing or impacting or helping us to achieve better services, better experience, and to help us to go better. Okay, so anybody in the audience which are from the startup area or considering to, in the next couple of years, to establish their own startup, could you please raise the hand, just for the sake of interest? Okay, so basically this is the list for you. If you are just considering which directions to go, I would say that IoT is quite trendy. It's quite sexy, even for the investor's point of view. So according to and this is the future. So based on the Gartner, by the year 2020, it's expected or estimated from 26 up to 30 billion sensors which are going to be connected into each other, and basically content-wise, they're going to be driven up to that. So it's quite near future. the future, which we're living now, which we're going to face in a couple years. Business-wise, is being expected about a 4.6 trillion US dollars, according to Cisco, which IoT going to be affecting in the near future. And of course, there's a huge, according to Google Intelligence, it's going to be around 600 million people who are using all these smart wearables, biometrics, and so on. So this is the slide for the ones which are expecting to, which are planning to establish the startup company in the near future. I would strongly recommend to take a look on this list. Basically, all these areas, this is our future. From medical healthcare, facilities, communications, water resources, planning, and everywhere, well, all these small hardware, which are going to have the intelligence and which are going to be embedded into the bigger cloud communities and so on. So up to now, it was more theoretical part, and I would like to stop at this slide. Anyone knows what is the particular date is here? Okay. What about now? You remember the guy? You remember the movie? Basically, when I was a child and this movie, Back to the Future, second chapter, it was by Robert Zemetsky, I was a kid. By the time I was watching this movie, for me it was super fantastic. If you remember my first slide, it was Avatar as well. There's the same feeling. Everything what was shown in the movie, basically what was something which will never ever happen. However, with the next slides, I would like to go through and just to play a game, and basically if anybody from the audience could even comment on that, I would like to make it. So basically there was, there's a clicker trying to push. There was 11 inventions showed on the movie. 8 of them already is being commonly used in our daily lives. 3 is on the way, and we'll have the consideration on the last ones, but I think it's just fun to see. While referring to that this is the future, and maybe it's old movies and everything is gone, I think it's worth it just to go through and to look back, because based on the history we might be predicting what going to happen in the near future. So the first invention was showed. It was hoverboards. Basically, you see the guy on the left, which by the time while I was a kid, it was quite fantastic. I wanted to get that. However, my parents didn't manage to find that in the shop. If I was in this times, basically in a couple years' time, it's going to be, I assume it's going to be in the massive production, and the company is Lexus is already have that, not even the prototype, but working. Smart wearable technologies, of course. 20 years back, by the time it was something scary, even though now it's augmented reality is quite commonly used, and then you see the Google Glass on the left side. Video calls as well. If you just remember, all these big TV sets and just some of them already, if the older generation is here, so you remember the white and black type of the videos, TV sets. Up to now, there's video calls. So once I'm traveling, time to time, I'm just calling to see my lovely daughter on the video call for that. So it's quite commonly used for that. Self-tying shoes as well. It's happening. It's actually happened. The Nike designer already working on that. So most likely in near future we're going to see some shoes which are going to be self-tying for that as well. Tablet computers, most likely this is the most spread it all over the audience. Yeah, so nothing to comment on that. That's not self-tying shoes, good. However, this is all these play games. So up to now, it says Kickbox is quite commonly used among the young generation, my generation, and so on. So fingerprint recognition as well. This is, I would say, nearly future and quite commonly used for the security areas, some banking industries, in the specific areas are the ATM manufacturers, the companies which manufacture the boxes which gives us the cash. Basically, one of the security feature, they're embedding, the fingerprint. So basically, you don't have to remember your PIN number anymore. You just can use a fingerprint on that. Filling tank by the cars. By the time as well, it was something fantastic. Now there's a Tesla is doing that. I'll ask just to play the video on that, just to see, just for sake of interest. Yeah, so as you can see, there's robots which are filling tanks, so it's not needed anymore to have the guys which is running and helping us on the gas stations. So what about the misses? Any guesses? Any remember the movie? Which three events which were not now? Does it lead? Good point. Yep. Flying cars. Good point. Although there's some already testings and it's prototyping and so on, so far it's not with us at the moment. But I would say that's my personal opinion. But I think it's going to be quite fast. Anybody more? That one I didn't admit it. Yeah, indeed, but it could be. I wish it will be a failure for that. The second one is there's a power clothing. Basically, when you get wet, the clothes just spits out all the humidity. I think all these technologies is already in the snow sporting and so on. So it's basically we and the edge where it's quite commonly practically is using, and the fax machines. Basically, this is where the editors of the movie, they thought that the fax machines will control our lives. Basically, they were going to that direction, but I would say that the fax machines they are just swiped out from our lives. Or they're going to be get rid in the quite near future for that. So basically, we speak about the computers, and the one thing which they missed that, maybe they took an angle is about the tablets. So there's smartphones. Basically, within the smartphones and all this cloud computing and so on. So basically, this is where we are. So referring back to the avatar and taking from the Back to the Future perspective, I think it's. Who knows? So IoT areas of the impact. It was running through just to make the capturing and stopping by. So health and medicine, obviously, there's plenty of areas which could be improved. Starting from the genomic techniques, recovering your broken bones, up to diabetes, where the sensors could be checking your blood pressures, sugar or insulin. Basically, it could be, you don't have to measure by yourself. It could be going into the cloud, or the doctors could be accessing and controlling, and is for the better monitoring, better hospitalities. All these skeletons for the mobility, as you can see, the gentleman on the left side, visiting the Colisée. Basically, yeah, so mobility will help us. Of course, for the elderly generation, the people are going to be living longer and longer. Transport. Basically, there's nothing to be comment on there, besides starting from the Google Drive cars up to the predictive analytics for the parking areas and so on. I read while preparing the presentation, I just get the notice that one of the occupation which is going to be going to be closed quite soon is car insurance brokers. Basically, if the car's going to be self-driving, we're going to be escaping all this insurance issues. So anybody in the audience which in the car insurance area, basically you should be rethinking once again what to do with your occupation. I'm just joking. Energy, obviously, from the solar power up to protecting grids, batteries, which we don't have to empower much faster, longer lasting, wasting of biofuels. It just, yeah. Financing, it's quite commonly used in our lives, and especially Lithuania, we are quite proactive on that, and we are quite innovative and leaders about the mobile payment, mobile banking. Of course, the security angle going to be taking into there, so biometrics, identity management, personal recognitions, facial recognitions, and so on. Agriculture, so from flying drones, which are just flying over the fields, they could be measuring, you know, what's the humidity, what kind of, you know, insects needs to be provided, and then so on and so on. From aqua farming, breeding specific breeds, and then so on. So at the moment, I would like to speak more about the retail. Which all of us were going to the shops, where we're shopping, and are working in that industry, providing the IoT devices to the retailers. So anybody of the retailers among the audience would love to have a chat, just to share the experience and your ideas, how you're willing to improve your daily services to the clients. So speaking about the retailers, basically, there's a 1.1 trillion in-store sales are still happening. There's lots of variations, you know, from online shopping, and there's lots of debates are happening. Online shopping will change our lives? Most likely not. The current brick and mortar type of the retailers, they're going to be still with us, but they're going to be changing, and later on I'll share the video how it's being predictive, and most likely where the retailers, brick and mortar retailers are going, and how we're going to be experiencing in the near future about that. Yeah, so some tricks from the shoppers side. So basically lots of hidden technologies are helping us to make emotional purchase. Even according to Deloitte, up to 40% of the purchases we are making affected while we are, you know, entering the store. So the more technologies will follow us, the more, let's say, emotionals we might be. So please be aware that, you know, the retailers are preparing for that as well. Yeah. So up to now, you know, this is the way we are thinking. You know, we design the paths and so on. This is the way from the retail perspective. This is the way the user experience acting. And in order to help the shoppers to get maximum satisfaction, to get the personalized deals, rather than some kind of dumping into mailboxes with you know, general advertisements and so on. Basically, it should be some kind of mashing technologies like online retailers are using now. So it will be mashed into the physical world as well. So physical retailers, up to now, they're operating blindly. So online retailers, they know everything about you. You know, once you're logging in, which items you're putting into the box, which are, it's like a cookies which are capturing now. While you're visiting your online websites, basically that's going to happen in the near future with the physical shops. So your cell phones is the best identity once you're logging in. Even the airports, the way they are counting you, how many passengers are passing by, they're giving you free Wi-Fi connectivity. Once you log in, basically each time you're coming back, you notice that you are there. So just think about it, that everywhere where you are giving something free of charge, there's a logic behind why you're giving that. So it's just making the experience from you. And later on, it's going to be getting the data which is going to give you for the better services, better recognitions, and so on. But up to now, all this predictive analytics and so on, it's the way it's not. So commonly spread it and or heavily impacting our lives. It's all about the fresh data. So the technology which start collecting the data, this is going to bring the concrete for the quite near future content driving about that. Good. So imagine that one day the customer behavior going to be you're going to be counting how many times you are passing by specific aisles, where you're stopping. Based on that, you know if some specific items you are still spinning around, you think you're considering to buy or not to buy. Basically, one day you're going to, quite soon, you're going to get like a personalized deals. And now Kevin, Steven, Jonas, Paulus, we see that you are just super excited about our new computer and would like to give you the personalized offer just because we see that you are eager about that. So from the infrastructure point of view, the retailer is going to be counting the various passes by. The computer is going to make the predictive analytics. I'm just trying to push. They're going to be impacting how the weather campaigns are impacting your purchases. So let's imagine, you're coming into the shopping center, you forget an umbrella, it starts raining, you're getting like a sell-out campaign for an umbrellas for the super deal, right? So selective advertisement, which is obviously facial recognitions, giving you specific offers for that. So as I mentioned, like small computers, intelligent cameras, they're going to be connected to each other. They're going to be passing by, even preventing from the thefts. If the guy with the red hat steals some kind of jewelry, you can immediately going to be caught, outside, even no matter where you're hiding. So all these technologies, they're going to be based on the connectivity or Internet of Things. They're going to be connected to each other, and the content right objects going to be traced for that. So this is how it's going to be looking like all these backends. So basically from the telecom operators or from the service providers, so they're going to be making the passive analytics, analyzing the data, making like a NASA centers everywhere for the retailer's perspective point of view. So all your smart wearables, beaconing, video, IP technology is going to be going into some kind of cloud, and from the cloud we're getting as the daily common services for that. Why it's important, obviously for the marketing teams, improve the better propositions, operational teams, obtain the rental prices, increase the efficiency about the employees, who is doing what, which shift is performing better, and so on. So RFID, radio frequency identification sensors, going to be embedding in the shopping carts and the trolleys. Basically on that, you don't have to stop by the POS terminals for the paying for your purchase. Everything going to be scanned from the from your credit card. Beaconing technology, they're going to be transmitting digital coupons, personalized deals, basically everything we're going to be communicating, everything via our cell phones. And I'm going to show you right after that about the virtual dressings, so we don't have to go to the dressing rooms. Basically, you're just selecting the screen. You can see how it's fitting you, and especially for the people which are sharp in time, they would like to get it everything what is fits, not fits. So you're getting all that technologies is basically being already trying to spread from some premium type retailers at the moment. So how the future of the retail is looking will look like. We'll ask to play the video. One of the Australian companies there just made a nice picture of that.
Prendy Labs presents the store of the future. Combining traditional bricks and mortar with digital technology and interactivity is the next step for retail in not only Australia, but the rest of the world. The internet has affected retail by offering a nearly limitless range of products at often cheaper prices with the convenience of shopping from anywhere. The physical retail store will always exist, but its form needs to change. It is the shopper's in-store experience that will get them talking and keep them coming back. The store of the future will take an omni-channel approach and create an environment that completely immerses the shopper. They will be able to quickly and easily find what they're after and can answer any questions or queries with the touch of a screen. Interactivity is one of the key attributes of the store of the future. Your customers will be able to dynamically engage with your product to find out more information without the need of a sales assistant. Technology lets customers see your entire product range, meaning less stock on shelves. A single item can stand in place for all of its size and colour variations to provide the look and feel, with remaining stock being held out the back or offside, ready for instant delivery. This will remove the need for long lines, as orders and payment transactions can be processed anywhere in store, even without the need of a sales assistant. Even today, customers have more technology at their fingertips than ever before, and they are not afraid to use it. Embrace the potential with a custom smartphone application, which will create an omni-channel experience for your shoppers while providing valuable insights into their preferences. Audience measurement can identify in-store demographics, allowing for more targeted campaigns. Content can automatically change based on who is looking at the screen, adding relevance to the individual shopper. Augmented reality can help add an appealing visual aesthetic to your store. Turn a lucky door prize, a simple welcome or thank you, or even a whole storefront into an amazing experience for your shoppers. Ultimately, it is about creating a personal, relevant in-store experience that the customer will remember. What does your store of the future look like? If you haven't started this conversation, then you're already behind. If you would like to know more about what the future holds for your business, contact us today at Prendy.
Yeah, so thank you, Prendy Labs. Basically, they're reflecting all my story with the slides, how it will look like in the near future. I bet, in coming 5 years, basically, that's what we're going to be converting into that. And the last but not least, I would like to play the video from one of the leading the telecom operator, Telefonica, how our future will look like in I would say 4 to 5 years. 2020. Enjoy the movie. Thanks. Yeah, so finalizing my today speech, basically that's everything is embedded into 5 minutes Telefonica video. However, referring to the previous keynote, basically, will robots will replace us? Definitely not. They will help us, they will be with us, but definitely we have to stay as we are, the human beings. We have to invest into our educations and to be ourselves. Thanks.